Hi debaters, this is a topic lecture series on the 2026-2027 National Health Insurance topic brought to you by Michigan State University. My name is Maggie Berthiaume and I'm Director of Debate at Woodward Academy in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the third of 3 videos on the 2026-2027 topic. If you haven't watched parts 1 and 2 yet, go do that and then come back to this one. This final video will focus on negative arguments on the topic. There are 4 major categories of negative arguments that we will look at in this video. Disadvantages, or problems created by the affirmative, counterplans, or alternative proposals for change, critiques, or criticisms of the affirmative's assumptions or scholarship, and topicality, or arguments that the plan is not part of the topic. We will look at a few examples of each of these. The first and largest category of disadvantages are economics DAs. All of these say that NHI causes problems for the economy, but the link stories can be somewhat different. The inflation DA argues that more federal spending on healthcare will cause an inflationary spiral. A jobs disadvantage says that there will be an increase in unemployment due to massive job losses in industries like health insurance, causing economic reverberation. A healthcare cost DA says that NHI plans raise costs for medical care. A taxes disadvantage says that shifting healthcare costs from private industry to the government via taxes hurts the economy. And a spending DA says that government spending is bad, especially when it involves increasing the federal deficit. Some of these arguments are compatible with each other and can be read as separate link scenarios to the same disadvantage in the same debate, while others cannot be read alongside each other because they contradict. A second category of disadvantage is medical disadvantages. A big one is the innovation DA. It says that the reason the U.S. medical system generates so many new medicines and procedures is our system of healthcare competition. The plan might reduce payments and thus cut funds available for research and development. The pharmaceuticals DA is a specific version of an innovation disadvantage that says the pharmaceutical industry in particular would be hurt by a shift to national health insurance and the pressure it would put on drug prices. The doctors and hospital shortages disadvantages say that NHI results in lower payments to doctors and hospitals. This would lead to reduced incentives to become a doctor and possible closure of hospitals, both of which would impact healthcare access. And the medical tourism DA says that people in the U.S. currently go to other countries for some types of medical care because it is cheaper there. NHI could reduce those trips, hurting the economies of those countries. Another big category is political disadvantages. In November 2026, the U.S. will have a midterm election where all of the House of Representatives and 1/3 of the Senate is up for a vote. As a result, the midterms DA will be a huge part of the early season. Most midterm elections have historically swung away from the president's party, so the most common version of this DA will likely say that Democrats will retake one or both houses of Congress now. The plan disrupts that and causes the GOP to maintain that power, and that is bad for a variety of reasons. There are a few different link stories the Ned could tell. One is that universal health insurance splits Democrats between the left and the moderate parts of their party. That causes issues with messaging that makes Democratic candidates lose. Or the Ned could argue the plan will be portrayed as socialism, which freaks out moderate voters. Another version would argue that passing NHI takes away important election issue that the Dems will otherwise campaign on. If NHI is already passed, Democrats can't use Medicare for All or single payer as reason to get people to vote for Democrats in the midterms. And finally, the negative could argue that GOP voters would freak out about the plan and turn out in record numbers in the election. Some of these stories are compatible with each other, while others will force the negs to choose between them. In addition to an elections DA, the negative can read a DA based on Trump's agenda. That disadvantage would argue that the plan derails something good that Congress would otherwise pass. It's much more likely to be read in January than in the first semester. A third type of political disadvantage is a base DA. That would say that if NHI passed during a Republican Congress and a Republican president, right-wing voters and politicians would panic, forcing Trump and Congress to pass a series of heavily right-wing bills to compensate. The DA would say those bills are bad. A more specific version of that disadvantage is called Wag the Dog, after a 90s movie with the same name. The argument there is that base freakout would cause the president to attack another country to distract from the plan. For all of these political DAs, it will be important for both teams to think about the role of fiat. At least for the first semester, the plan would be passed with a Republican president and a Republican Congress, because that's what we have now. That means that any link story is going to have to consider which people in Congress would get credit for the plan and which would get blamed. There are also some disadvantages that don't fit neatly into another category. Budget trade-off DAs argue that the spending on the plan will trade off with spending on another category in the government, causing overstretch. These can also sometimes say that the implementation of the plan would overstretch a particular agency, like the IRS, which trades off with something else they should be doing. The federalism DA says that NHI is an overreach of federal power into issues that should be handled by the states, which is bad because state power is good. The military recruitment DA says that a major reason that people join the military now is to get access to healthcare. NHI would thus remove that incentive to join, hurting U.S. military forces. There is also a cyber attack or hacking DA that argues that the plan would result in large databases of health information held by the government, which would be a big target for cyber attacks. And finally, there is a whole category of disadvantage that would apply if the affirmative uses the courts as their actor. These involve trading off with other court issues, overstretching the courts, or otherwise changing court precedent in ways that the negative will argue is bad. When thinking about counterplans, it's also useful to think about them in categories. A big counterplan on all domestic topics is the 50 states counterplan. Fundamentally, it argues that the 50 states should do the plan rather than the federal government. Some version of this counterplan go further and fiat things like uniformity between state programs, cost sharing between wealthier and poorer states, and portability so you can take your plan with you if you move from one state to another. One barrier to the states enacting health insurance is that many states have balanced budget amendments in their state constitutions that mean they can't spend more than they take in a given year. Some versions of the state's counterplan will rescind those amendments. The legitimacy of the state's counterplan is always debatable, and it becomes more so the negative does to fiat out of literature-based responses. Finally, sometimes the negative will argue that if all 50 states did the plan, the federal government would model it sometime in the future, usually after the impact of the net benefit. So for example, the negative could read a state's counterplan and a midterms DA and argue that the counterplan would result in the federal government modeling and doing NHI, but after the midterm elections. Another category of counterplan will advocate for a different version of healthcare reform and argue that there's a disadvantage to the affirmative plan. A lot of these involve doing a smaller reform than the plan and then reading a disadvantage to the larger reform. If the AF reads single payer, for example, the negative could read public option, ACA reform, or UCC and argues that there's an economy-based disadvantage, like the jobs DA, to doing full single payer. Or the negative could read a counterplan that does private health insurance rather than public. For example, the negative could read a Medicare Advantage for all counterplan. Medicare Advantage is a federal program where private insurance companies administer Medicare benefits through government-approved health plans. This probably isn't national health insurance because it's not government-run, and some experts think it would have cost and job benefits compared to single payer. Or the negative could read a counterplan to do so-called all-payer instead of single payer. Like Medicare Advantage for all, an all-payer counterplan keeps private insurance companies. All-payer, though, would have standardized rates for care, so costs would be lower. Germany and Japan have similar versions of an all-payer system. And finally, the negative could read a counterplan to have the federal government nationalize the healthcare industry altogether, like in Britain. Medical providers would be federal employees rather than private industry workers. A plan-inclusive counterplan is a counterplan that excludes something that is included by the plan. Some versions of these counterplans would compete based on the universality of the plan. NHI offers health insurance to everyone. The counterplan might deliberately exclude a group of people. Or the counterplan could exclude specific medications and argue those medications are bad. Some examples of this kind of counterplan would be excluding pharmaceutical drugs altogether and arguing that NHI hurts pharmaceutical research, or excluding something like antibiotics and arguing that antibiotic overprescription causes dangerous antibiotic resistance. The negative can also read a counterplan to solve the advantage in a different way. For example, the negative could do public health research to solve disease, increase military spending to solve hegemony, or implement a universal basic income to solve the economy or inequality. All of these are counterplans that would attempt to solve the final impact of the advantage through a different mechanism. There are many advantage counterplans for any particular impact. The negative can also introduce a critique into the debate. While there are too many critiques to list all of them, these are some of the most likely topic-based critiques. Biopolitics is a critique based on the idea that governments exercise power by managing human lives, bodies, and populations. It criticizes how states regulate things like medicine and public health in order to shape how people live. Two arguments that are often subset of a biopolitics argument are medicalization, which argues that we should not see societal problems through a medical or health lens, and disability studies, which includes arguments about how healthcare enforces a particular non-disabled norm on people and treats disabled people as other or wrong. The negative is also likely to make arguments about capitalism, alleging that NHI props up a capitalist system rather than moving away from it. And then the negative might argue that the process where the AF describes their advantage as an existential threat requiring emergency action is bad. That's called securitization, and it helps explain why issues like disease or the economy get treated like national security issues. The negative will criticize that in their critique. Finally, let's look at some topicality arguments. One set of topicality arguments will center around the words national health insurance in the resolution. If the AF isn't universal, government provided, or comprehensive, the negative can argue it is not actually national health insurance. Another word ripe for topicality debates is establish. If the plan tweaks an existing program, the negative can argue it doesn't establish national health insurance because establish means to create. Or if the affirmative plan uses the courts as their actor, the negative can allege that establish is a verb that can only be enacted by Congress, not the courts, so the affirmative wouldn't be topical for that reason. This is the end of the 2026 Michigan State University Topic Lecture Series. Best of luck to you in the coming season. Happy debating!